Hello and welcome. It is 2:40. It is the 17th day of July 2021. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, and we have the list of all the adventures in the Forgotten Realms Magic the Gathering D&D core set cards. I haven't played Magic in a long time. I don't really play a lot of D&D anymore, but considering how much I love the idea of cards as props, I'm very excited about this one. I can already tell that there's a lot of these that I'm going to try and get to use as props in the future for both, showing people what items look like and showing people what NPCs look like. There's a lot of new mechanics I'm not going to try and explain because I'm not a Magic guy. This is just to give you a general rundown of the cards, what hints we might see in these cards for going forward with both D&D and with Magic the Gathering. Obviously, this is going to be very long and very D&D Wizards of the Coast centric. So if me talking about Magic for a very long time is something that doesn't really excite you, or if you're not a fan, you should probably start watching this now, because what I'm going to go to is I'm going to just go through looking at all the cards really quick, reading them off, and anyone that sounds interesting, I might go further into. And we can see we are using the legendary card of our boy Xanther. Our boy Xanther gets his own Magic card. Pretty cool for the Beholder in training. So here we go. For white, we have +2 Mace, an artifact equipment. Abora Pegasus, Blink Dog. Already I could see using that +2 Mace card for a prop. We have the Book of Exalted Deeds as a legendary white artifact. Again, there's a prop right there. We have Celestial Unicorn. We have Cleric Class, which is an enchantment you put on characters, I think. We have the Coastal Gargoyle. We have Dancing Sword as a white artifact. Again, there's a perfectly good prop. Dawnbringer Cleric. That could be a character prop to show people what things look like. We've got Delver's Torch, artifact equipment. Again, prop. Devoted Paladin. Divine Smite, Dragon's Disciple, Dwarf Hold Champion, and of course, the Flump. The Flump gets its own Magic card. We have Gloomstalker. We have the Grand Masters of Flowers. He is a legendary planeswalker. Interesting, they have brought back the Grand Masters of Flowers for Adventures Forgotten Realms, a title we haven't heard for a long time. What could this mean? We have Guardian of Faith. We have Half-Elf Monk. We have Icing Death, the Frost Tyrant, another legendary dragon from Forgotten Realms lore. That would be a great creature prop. We have Ingenious Smith, Keen-Eared Sentry, Loyal Warhound, Minimus Containment, Monk of the Open Hand, Moonbless Cleric, Nadara, Selfless Paladin, Oswald Fiddlebender. I think that's a guy from Forgotten Realms lore. We have the Paladin class card. We have the Paladin Shield, Planner Ally, Plate Armor, Portable Hole. Portable Hole gets its own card for Magic the Gathering. Potion of Healing, of course, that would be a white card. Priest of Ancient Lore, Rally Maneuver, Ranger's Hawk, Steadfast Paladin, Teleportation Circle, Veteran Dungeoneer, White Dragon. You hear something on watch. That's an instant. There's a prop right there. You're ambushed on the road. Another one. These are enchantments that you can use to do stuff in Magic, but I could see just throwing one down at the table if you're a DM and going, you hear something. I don't know. There's a lot of potential for D&D props in these, or any role-playing game props if you're playing, with a group and you want to just add a little thing. All right, for blue, we have a Barret Mind Sorcerer, Air Cult Elemental, Arcane Investigator, Bar the Gate, the Black Staff of Waterdeep, Kelvin Blackstaff, or currently I believe that's the title is being held by somebody else in Forgotten Realm lore. Blue Dragon, Charm Sleep, Clever Conjurer, Contact Other Plane, another spell. We have Demi-Lich. Demi-Lich is a Skeleton Wizard blue card. Interesting, I would have thought Demi-Lich would be black. Displacer Beasts, Djinn Windseer, Dragon Turtle, Eccentric Apprentice, Feywild Trickster. There's your first link between Magic the Gathering and the new box. Fly, Gurlax, Ithalid Scholar. I don't know who that is. Guild Thief, Imatrith, Desert Doom, Legendary Dragon. Again, don't know who that is. Mind Flare. We have Mordekainen, He is a legendary planeswalker. Interesting because Mordenkainen is from Greyhawk, but this is in the Adventures of the Forgotten Realms Magic the Gathering set. What is Mordenkainen, a wizard most associated with Greyhawk, doing in the Forgotten Realms? Could that be a hint or just nothing? We have Mordenkainen's Polymorph. We have Pixie Guide. We have Power of Persuasion. We have Ray of Frost. We have the Rhyme Shield Frost Giant, Scion of Stygia, Secret Door, Shocking Grasp, Shortcut Seeker, Silver Raven, Soul Knife Spy, Split the Party, Sudden Insight. We have a card for Tasha's Hideous Laughter, which if you play Magic, this is a horribly broken card. We have Trickster's Talisman. We have True Polymorph. We have the Wizard's Class. We have Wizard's Spellbook. We have You Come to a River, You Find a Villain's Lair, and You See Guards Approach. And finally, the final blue, we have Yoon T. Malesen. So, yeah, for the character prop cards, most of these I wouldn't use. A couple I would. But, yeah, for just showing people what characters look like, I could already see it really doesn't do them justice, and there are better ones for characters. For the artifact ones, again, some of these I'd use, especially for the iconic ones. Yeah, I'm not seeing that any of these aren't as many of these as I was gonna thought I would use. If I'd use them for props. Yeah, the art's kind of not favoring it. Actually, that one's pretty good. I like a lot of the theming here. There's definitely sorts of sense of D&D humor and some D&D love in here. But it's Magic, so, you know. For black, we have a Sarasek, the Archlich. Our boy Sarasek from Tomb of Annihilation and Tomb of Horror. We also have Asmodeus, the Archfiend, a devil god. We have Baleful Beholder, Black Dragon. We have the Book of Vile Darkness. Yes, if anything is a black card, that would be the Book of Vile Darkness. We have Check for Trap. We have Clattering Skeletons, Deadly Disputes, Death Priest of Miracle. Isn't Miracle a no longer existing god in the Forgotten Realms? Again, what's going on here? Are these hints? Are these just homages to, you know, classic D&D tropes? A death priest to a god who isn't around anymore? That's interesting. We have Demogorgon's Clutches, Devourer Intellect. Actually, it's Intellect Devourer, so they misspelled it or something, or mispronounced it. I don't know what's going on here. Or maybe it's supposed to be Devour Intellect, like N is, as in the spell is eating your intellect, but it has a picture of the Intellect Devourer. We have Drider, we have Dungeon Crawler, we have Ebon Death, the Draco Lich. That one's pretty famous, I recognize that name. We have a card called Eyes of the Beholder, Fate's Reversal, Fiend Death, Foe Swoon Paladin, Gelatinous Cube gets a magic card, it's a black card. Grim Bounty, Grim Wanderer, Herald of Haidar, Hired Hexblade, Horde Robber, Lightfick Rogue. We have Loth and her new sexy guys. Spider Queen, of course, we know under the new rules, Loth is no longer evil. She's just misunderstood. We have Manticore, Power Word Kill, Pernicious Drop, Ray of Enfeeblement, Reaper's Talisman, Sepulchral Ghoul, Shambling Gask, Skullport Merchant, Sphere of Annihilation is a black artifact. Thieves' Tools is another black artifact. Vampire Spawn. The Vorpal Sword gets a card in D&D Magic the Gathering. We have Warlock Class, Westgate Regent, White, Yu-Ting Fangblade, and Zombie Ogre for black. For red, we have Armory Veteran, Barbarian Class, Battlecry Goblin, Boots of Speed, another artifact, Brazen Dwarf, Burning Hands, Chaos Channeler, Critical Hit, Delina Wild Mage, I don't know who that is, Dragon's Fire, Dueling Rapier, Earth Cult Elemental, Frey Death's Fireball, Flame Skull, Goblin Javelier, Goblin Morningstar, Hoarding Ogre, Hobgoblin Bandit Lord, Hobgoblin Captain, Hulking Bugbear, Improvised Weaponry, Inferno of the Star Mounts, a legendary dragon. I don't recognize that name. Jaded Cell Sword, Kick in the Door, that could be my favorite so far. Magic Missile, Meteor Swarm, Minion of the Mighty. The Orb of Dragonkind has made its way to the game. of Magic. So another classic D&D artifact. Plundering Barbarian, Price of Loyalty, Red Dragon, of course, Rustmunster. Oh, beware, beware. There's now a Magic card for Rustmunster. Swarming Goblins, Tiger Tribe Hunter, Unexpected Windfall, Valor Singer, Wish. I think would have thought Wish would have been blue. Zorn, you come to a Knoll camp, you find some prisoners, you see a pair of goblins, Zealot the Fire Giant Duke, and Zariel, Archduke of Avernus. This was one of the new people introduced in the Avernus adventure thing. For green, we have the Boule, we have Bull Strength, we have Choose Your Weapon, we have Circle of Dream Druid, Circle of Moon Druid, Compelling Duel, Dire Wolf Prowler, Druid class, Eliwick Trumblestrum, a legendary Planeswick Walker, I don't know who that is, Esguard Ranger, Find the Path, the Frogmouth, Knoll Hunter, Green Dragon, of course, Hill Giant, Herd Gorger, Hunter's Mark, Inspiring Bard, Instrument of the Bard. Well, say, hey, Rangers, players, Hunter's Mark, you could just get that card, and then whenever you play your Ranger, you could just put the card on the thing that you've Huntered marked and go, I definitely know I've Huntered marked that bugbear. We have Intrepid Outlander, Lonesome Troll, Long Rest, Lurking Roper, Neverwinter Dryad, Ogre Jelly, Old Gnawbone, another legendary dragon, Owlbear, yeah, Owlbear gets a magic card, Plummet, Prospus Innkeeper, Purple Worm, Ranger class, Ranger's Longbow, Scaled Herbalist, Spoils of the Hunt, Silvered Shepherd, the Tarrasque, a legendary creature dinosaur, a Underdark Basilisk, Varus, Silver Moon Ranger, another legendary creature who I've never heard of, Wandering Troubadour, Werewolf Pack Leader, I'm obviously very behind on Forgotten Realm lore, Wild Shape, not Wild Shelp, you find a cursed idol, you happen on a glade, and you meet in a tavern. Now we get to the legendary multicolored cards. We have Adult Gold Dragon, Bard class, Borrowin of Clan Undar, Brunar Battlehammer, our boy Brunhar, is a legendary Dwarven warrior. Drizzt, of course, gets a card, legendary Elf Ranger. Faradesh, Devil's Chosen, a legendary Tiefling Warlock. Fighter class. Gretchen Titchwillow, a legendary Halfling Druid who I've never heard of. Hama Pashar, Ruin Seeker, a legendary Human Wizard. Again, I don't know who that is from Forgotten Lore. Callan, Reclusive Painter, legendary Human Elf Bard. Again, don't know that one. Curdle of Baldur's Gate, legendary creature, Human Elf Rogue. Don't know that one. Minx, Beloved Ranger. Yes, Minx. And he comes with a 1/1 red hamster creature token that has trample and haste. Go for the eyes, boo. Go for the eyes. You have Monk class, Orcus, Prince of Undeath, my boy, gets a Magic the Gathering card. We have Rogue class. We have Sheras, Death Whisperer, legendary Human Elf Warlock. Don't recognize her. We have Skeletal Swarming. We have Sorcerer class. We have Tognar, Demon Fang Knoll, legendary Knoll. Don't know who that is. We have Tiamat. Tiamat has her own Magic the Gathering card. We have Trelessera, Moon Dancer, a legendary Elf Cleric. Don't recognize that name. We have Triumphant Adventurer, Volo. Volo gets his own magic card. And, of course, Xanther, our legendary Beholder, gets a magic card. Then we have the dungeon cards. We have Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Lost Mine of Pendelhaven, and Tomb of Annihilation. The dungeon cards work like a mini game that you can start during a Magic game. And then there's rewards if you make it to the end. I don't know a lot about them. I know it's adding a new mechanic to Magic, which is always interesting if you're a Magic player. I don't know what the legalness of them is for like tournament play as opposed to casual play. I would have to talk to some Magic people about it to find out more. But it's interesting to see how they're taking classic D&D stuff and turning it into Magic the Gathering stuff, and how new mechanics might be introduced, plus whatever hints we're seeing for the future. Finally, we get to the artifacts. We have Bag of Holding. Yes, Bag of Holding has its own card now. We have the Deck of Many Things. We have Dungeon Map. We have the Eye of Vecna. Yes, 50 feet of rope. Great axe. We have the Hand of Vecna. Oh, does Joe Magnolia know about this? We have the Iron Golem. We have leather armor. We have the Mimic. The Mimic is a legendary artifact treasure. An artifact treasure artifact. We have the Spare Dagger, Spiked Pit Trap, and the Treasure Chest. For the lands, we have Cave of the Frost Dragon, Den of the Bugbear, Dungeon Descent, Evolving Wilds, Hall of the Storm Giants, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Lair of the Hydra, Temple of the Dragon Queen, Treasure Vault, and of course plains, islands, swamps, mountains, and forests with the new D&D type art. All right, so a couple of those look interesting. Some of them just look like for sheer silly fun, you know, who doesn't want a little Magic the Gathering card that says Bag of Holding. The only things that I find interesting is references to people who should not be referenced if we're doing by current Forgotten Realms lore, i.e. Mordenkainen and the Priest of Miracle. Mordenkainen, of course, being a Greyhawk wizard, and Miracle being a no longer active god in the Forgotten Realms, so why does there a card? Not as many hints and clues as I was expecting, but maybe the list isn't finished, though this does seem to be pretty finished considering yesterday was the pre-release. Yeah, I mean, if there are any clues in here about what's coming forward and the possible planescape, I'm not seeing them, but I do have, you know, I'm hoping to get my hands on a couple of the cards and get a look at them close up. Maybe there's some clues in the art or the names or the flavor texts. Obviously, the main things that stand out, like I said, are there are a couple names here I don't recognize. I guess they're from current Forgotten Realms lore. And, of course, mentions of individuals who should not be mentioned in the Forgotten Realms, like Mordenkainen. Anyways, there we go. That is 16 minutes of me reading off the list of the Magic the Gathering cards. If this interests you at all and you want to find out more about them, the link is posted in this. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what this means for the future of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm hoping this is the baby steps to the Planescape. I know a lot of D&D players, both old and new, want to see Planeswalking Planescape. You know, I'm not going to say anything positive or negative about Wizards. I'm trying to be just neutral and just report what I read. And then if that is, you know, later changed, I will make amends. I'm trying to keep my personal opinions of Wizards of the Coast out of these posts. So, from a sheer Magic the Gathering point of view, as somebody who used to play Magic the Gathering, there's a lot of fun cards here. There's a lot of interesting new mechanics. There's a couple of cards that are purely broken. From a D&D player, I definitely see where I could use a lot of these cards as props to show people what magic items look like, monsters look like, even some NPCs look like, and there might be some hints hidden in the cards about what's coming in the future of D&D. So there you go. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 1,000 subs by the end of the decade. Till then, may your mana never run out. And may your dice rolls always be natural 20. Be kind to each other. Be healthy. Be happy. Be safe. Be sane. Stay hydrated. Stay off my land. And I will talk to you later. I tap 2 green mana to whop you upside the head.